Both of these units are 8x8 units. They're all pretty similar with the belongings. One has a bedroom in it, and that's a non-protected cell. And that's the one that we'll bring to flashover. And we'll time that and let you know what the time is to come to flashover scenario. They both have smoke detectors in them. This unit on the right is also 8x8, has similar furnishings, and is protected by one sprinkler head. And that one sprinkler head is going to put the fire out before it ever gets to past the incipient stage, more or less. We're going to light, it's going to be a trash can fire that will be lit from the back. It'll light, it'll go through its stages of fire, and we'll count down by the clock, and I'll give you the countdown by the clock, and it'll go through and it'll let us know stages of fire from incipient stage, and I'll just narrate you through the fire. Once that fire has been extinguished, then we'll move on to the living room area. We'll light the same type of fire in a trash pail, and we're going to see how that smoke and that heat rises. As the heat rises up, it'll activate the sprinkler head, and it will extinguish the fire. All right, so we have ignition, so we're watching the clock, right? So let's see how long it takes for the smoke alarm to activate in the cell. So we're at 12 seconds, 15 seconds, and we should have activation of a smoke detector fairly quickly. And we have activation. So we're at a minute. We have a little delay in the time, so we're probably about 20 to 30 seconds in activation of an alarm. So at this point, what do we have? We have a determination that we have a fire and we're in a bedroom. So at that point, you need to make a decision on what you're going to do to get out of this room. So at this point, if you're not awake and you don't hear that smoke alarm, you have a very good chance of not getting out of this bedroom in a bedroom fire, because that smoke will knock you down quickly. So right now we're at almost a minute. That's a pretty considerable fire for a minute of fire. And if you think about it, you really have no survivability in that smoke condition as it is right now. So 1 minute. So if you think about in Waterbury, I know they got a great fire department and they got great response times. But if you call this fire in right now, by the time it gets dispatched, you're looking at about another 3 to 6 minutes. So now as the fire spreads and the heat builds up, we're looking at a minute and a half. So a minute and a half of fire, you have a lot of fire in there. And so all the products of combustion are up at the top and they're coming down, and they will ignite the entire room, which is what we call flashover, and that's our goal here today. And allow you to experience the actual flashover event. So we're at 2 minutes of flashover. All right, guys, you can hit it. So I know it took a long time, and there's a little bit of delay there because of the ignition of the fire. But if you think about 2 minutes and 4 seconds until flashover, that's a significant event. And the amount of fire spread that you would have throughout a home after 2 minutes into flashover is significant. And that's just one room. You put that one room next to another room and you leave the door open and you let a little oxygen in, and it's going to create more fire in more areas of the home. So this cell's a little different. In this one, you'll still see the smoke alarm go off roughly about 20 seconds, 25 seconds. So we have ignition, and we're at 5 seconds, and I'll stand over here so you guys can get a pretty good look. All right, so we're at 30 seconds. So roughly around the same time. So we have 25 to 30 seconds, we have activation of the smoke alarm. Now we'll see how long it'll take for that heat to build up into the top portion of that area to melt the fusible link and drop that head. So as you can see, the fusible link popped. And at 57 seconds, we have activation of a fire sprinkler. So under 1 minute, that same type of fire, a trash pail fire which extends to the curtain, is out in less than a minute. Those of you who've never seen that before, is that quite dramatic? I mean, that from one room to the other. And when you come up, I'm going to invite you guys all to come up now. Take a look at the two rooms. Even the kids, come on up. Take a look at the two rooms. And I want you to show me which one you'd rather live in. Because I think you're going back to the room on the right after you get a water vac.